Greetings, you beautiful souls. Welcome to the official Master Force Coach podcast. I'm Mushim Suit, your guide to this transformative journey. At Master Force International, we believe that greatness resides within each and every one of us, waiting to be unleashed. Whether you're a seasoned leader, an aspiring entrepreneur, or simply seeking to elevate your life, this podcast is your sanctuary for inspiration, motivation, and actionable insights. Join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern as we dive deep into the art and science of leadership, personal growth, and the power of the human spirit. Each week, we'll explore a new theme, from mastering the art of communication to cultivating resilience in times of adversity. Alongside special guests and Master Force coaches, trailblazers, visionaries, and thought leaders, we'll uncover the secrets to unlocking your spiritual, personal, and professional success. Thank you for being here, and remember, we are ascending.
Hello, weather lovers and lovettes. We are now in the week of May 19th, 2024. You know what? This month moved so fast. And basically, next month will be the 6th month. So we'll be half of the year finished, right? Okay, so let's get started with the cosmic weather of May 19th, the week of May 19th. Okay, let's go. So, our destiny card of today, which is Sunday, May 19th, is the King of Clubs. And happy birthday, Chris. Okay. So, the highest card in the suit of knowledge is the King of Clubs. Okay. Kings are high, right? So, you're going to have mastery in any of the communication fields. So what that means is, in the communication field, that's anything that you do in communication, right? That's leadership, that's coaching, that's teaching, that's writing, that's journalism, everything. Shout out to my son that just got a scholarship from Charles. He was a broadcaster at Bradley University and went on to the NBA and ESPN, all of that. So good luck, son. So if you are a leader in communications on this day, it is going to really manifest for you well. So do some training, do anything, do a podcast, do anything on that day, because that's going to help you manifest it to be the best of your skill and the best time that you have done it. Okay. Like today for me, right? So as a leader, each and every king has a kingdom. So make sure that when you are around a person that may be feeling that way, just embrace them, right? And embrace yourself as well. If you feel that leadership coming on and you feel that you need to protect what's around you and stand on your businesses and all those things around you, because you remember, you are the king of that kingdom. And then the King of Clubs also pushes out high and intuitive messages. So just when things are coming to you, take that in and embrace it. Embrace those things, embrace those people. If you know a King of Club in your life, this is the time to tell that person, hey, I appreciate you and all the things that you are good at. So guess what? On today, the moon phase is a waxing gibbous, okay? And what that is about perfecting. So perfect those things, right? Perfect those things that concerns us. Now, we're going to begin to challenge ourselves and others. We're going to begin to question and ask why. So, and the reason why we feel this way is because curiosity is embedded within this moon phase. So you're wondering, like, why this, why that, and challenging yourself to answer those questions and figure out why you even feel the way you do. And that's okay to do as well. Now, guess what? We're going to move on. I just heard the song. We're going to move on up the mountain, right? So, the moon phase for the 23rd is a full moon. And it was like, I remember when I first started moon phases, I felt like it was always like the weekend when we were getting a new phase. So, that's not the case that I'm seeing now because we're at the 23rd. So the moon phase on the 23rd is a full moon. I'm not going to be able to go in. I always like to be outside a very long time. So this is the climax, right? Because we have gone through all these phases and now it's time to climax. So we will have some important discoveries during this phase. Release people. And I'm going to pause when I say that because we have a difficult time doing that. But you need to release people, places, and experiences that no longer serve you, us. Okay. Because that's something that I had to decide to do. I always stand on it. Like, hey, you have to release those things. And you want to do it during that full moon phase, which is 3 days before. So we got the 20th, right? And 3 days after, which is the 26th. Just keep on releasing it. And guess what? Remember, you were asking yourself, you were challenging yourself all the way up to this point on the 19th. You were asking why? What's the challenge? And so you have enough time from that point to the 23rd, 26th to say, you no longer serve me. That's why. And that's the biggest challenge for us. Now, so now let's hop back to the 19th real quick. The sun and the Neptune sextile is ended. Okay, so come back to me to today. It ended, and that was some time that we were able to heal because it started before. I know I mentioned it, but it started before. So now it's ending on May 19th, and it's going to bring some calmness. It's going to bring some comfort, and it's going to bring some compassion to you. So embrace all of that today. Embrace that, okay? Healing, calmness, and comfort, okay? And compassion. Embrace it. So Mars and the North node, I don't know why I say that, conjunction is also on the 19th today. So I should have put the full moon stuff after, but it's okay. We're going to empower personal goals. So I feel though, it's really good for us to know this because we know on the 19th, we want to empower these personal goals. We want to challenge ourselves because all of this is happening on the 19th. Boom, preparations are required, right? Because if you do not prepare, you're not going to be prepared. Okay. If you don't prep, you won't be prepared. It just makes common sense. Okay. So it is required during this time. And it's really great to start on a Sunday because in our minds, that's the beginning of the week. So you're going to focus on any goodness in your life. Yes, because remember, if it's not good to you, it got to go by the 26th. So you start in the 23rd by the 26th. Oh, and happy birthday to my girlfriend Takia for the 26th. Okay. And so cultivate a sustainable lifestyle. So you want to think about that. What do I have to cultivate to sustain? We got to start sustaining in our lifestyle. We are just going here, there, everywhere. And now it is time. We are almost, like I said, we are almost at the middle of the year. And it's time to slow it down and do a reflection. Are we going higher or are we staying the same? Now, so spend the rest of this month and the month ahead of us, you enjoying your family, your home. Some people don't like being at home. Sometimes you got to enjoy that home and community And it's all appreciation. You got to say, I appreciate these lights. I appreciate this. I appreciate that plant that's in my home. That's what you have to do to make sure that you feel comfortable in your home. Because I'm feeling like people don't like to be at home because it's not a comfortable space for them. Okay. And so you don't want to do that. Empower your goals. And remember, release anything that doesn't serve you. If it's something in your home that doesn't serve you, it has to be evicted. Okay. By the full moon. Now, Pluto is in retrograde, and I literally have been feeling it. It was in since May 2nd, right? Go back to May 2nd. And it's going to go all the way to October 11th. And what's happening is, to us, it's moving backwards, right? And so it is bringing up a lot of these fire signs, honey, and they think that they rocking and rolling. Sit down. You just had a fire sign that was in with Aries, and then you got the Leos that's going to be Leoing very soon. So it is okay. You may need to stay away from those people. Those may be some of the people that you have to release out of your life, okay? And you got to be fine with that. So now, but this is what Pluto is doing. Is urging you to gain clarity and passion for your projects and plans. Then that's going to that they will stem from your inner drive. Okay, inner. So your thoughts. You want to do some meditation, because that's where you're going to get the clarity from. I really suggest that you, because it's going through, and it said it's cycling through those fire signs. You want to be outside. Okay, you want to be outside in the forest. I like to call it the forest preserve. I like to call it the forest. Okay, you want to be out in nature. You want to be out by a pond, lake, river, anything that you can do to find that calmness. Okay, and get you some aloe vera plants, because it's very important. Now, let's see else what we have. We are still, I'm going to tell you guys, that chaga tea, and I keep bringing you back to the chaga mushroom, and I keep bringing you back also to the lion's mane mushroom. It is changing lives. It is strengthening your immune system. We have to strengthen our immune system. There are more viruses that are coming. Be prepared. Lower your blood sugar. Our blood sugar is too high, and that's why we are sick. Okay. Well, I say us because I don't like to point fingers, but I really check what I eat and things like that. You need to check the back of those labels all the time before you eat something. It's going to lower your cholesterol. When you have high cholesterol, that's building all type of diseases in your body, and it's going to support your digestive system, which is the health. I have been told that if your gut is sick, then you are sick. Okay. And protect against cancer. Cancer is running rapid because of the things that they're putting in our food, because of the things that is in our environment. Okay. All the smog and things like that. So we have to protect ourselves. I know that this tea definitely works, because if you ever feel like, okay, I don't feel like getting out of bed, have somebody make you some chaga tea. And the first time you sip it, you're going like, oh yeah, let's go. And I have been going back and forth from chaga tea to lion's mane with my 97-year-old client. And this man, mind is so sharp, and he has getting so much energy. It is amazing. Okay. So I know that it works. Trust me. How can you contact little old me? I am Mother Mecca. Okay. So you can contact me on Facebook all the time. You need to get a personal reading from me, because even though I give you this cosmic weather and we know that all these things are around us, it still helps us much better when we have our own personal readings. So little old me, I can be intuitive to you and just tell you what God is telling me to tell you. I also do Spirit Within. That's the one that's right on the other side of me. Spirit Within is a Tatiana deck, and it's telling you what your spirit wants you to know. And then the Destiny card, Of course, that's my all-time favorite. Okay. Destiny cards are my own all-time favorite. And then, of course, the Hoodoo Tarot deck. I could never leave that one alone. And I do all have some other readings, but you can contact me. You see my information right there, but I'll say it for those that may not be watching. You can text me at 708 253 8795. And you can reach me on Facebook as Mecca C. Eves. You can check my Mecca. Sometimes I do check that. And then also my TikTok mother, Mecca 115. And I love you, lovers. Guess what? You are individually loved because you're individually you. And peace. I'll see you next week.
Welcome to another edition of Master Force Coaches Podcast. We are so excited that we are continuing with this series. The series is called We Love to Read. And our coaches have been generous enough to come on, and each week they're sharing with us the favorite books that have moved their life. And I promise you, it's many, all of them have more than one. Okay, so just to get them to choose one has been very challenging. But today, we are so excited because our very own weather goddess, Mother Mecca, is going to be sharing with us her favorite book, which is Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. So, Mother Mecca, come on in and introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are and what you're up to.
Hi, I am Mother Mecca 115. I love that date. And I am first a granny. That's who I am first. I love being a granny. And it's part of being a sacred woman. Okay. So I am a granny, a mom, and a teacher. I love being a teacher as well. And I'm a master force coach, and I am the cosmic weather lover and love it. Okay. And so I'm just here as a source and being of light. And I'm just looking forward to participating today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you for making time for us each week. I really want you to know that it really is a generous sacrifice for you to gather information to share with our listeners each week about the weather. And it's not a small thing that you do because you deal with children all day, and then you have clients in the evening, and then you have to get ready for moot, you know?
Yes.
So thank you so much for actually just taking your time to do that. So what I'd like you, I want to know before we get into the book, brought you to this particular book. How did you find Sacred Woman?
I was searching myself. I was going through some different things in life, and I was just searching myself with some girlfriends on something that we can do together with my clients, to help us become better people and to just help us on our healing journey. And I think someone told me to get it. It probably was you, but I know it was recommended to me by someone, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. And so we ordered the book, a few of us, and we started it together.
That is so wonderful. And then what was the impact on you in your group when you started reading it? What was the most impactful thing about it? Because it was probably several things, but the most, would you say?
Well, the book is very heavy. So, and it makes you really look into yourself. And so we had some dropouts, and because
Oh
some
yeah.
people are not, they're just not ready, and that's okay. And I think that the book allows you to understand that everybody is in different parts of where they are. And so that's okay. Now, what it gave me a charge to keep on going. And I mean, I was excited, like I want to start this as a community event. I want to do this. And so it just doesn't leave me, even though I don't practice as much as I should, or I want to go back to it. It just never leaves me. I always have it like literally in my car.
Yes. It really is like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
So it is a source of reference. You're going to keep
Mm-hmm.
coming back to it. I totally
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yes.
So tell us about some of the parts that you found soothing or supportive for you.
Well, from the very beginning, in one of the preface, I just want to share this, and then I'll explain why. The arms of sacred women are for reaching. Sacred women embraces the least of us, to the best of us, to the most blessed of us who are seeking wellness. Sacred woman arms are wrapped around the brokenhearted, the most disappointed, the hood girls, the vixen daughters, the angry mad daughters, the strippers, and the falling angels, the wise woman, medicine woman, sacred sisters, sanctified woman, goddess woman, holistic devotee mothers and daughters. So it embraces everybody. And that's what really gave me a charge, because it doesn't matter who you are at that moment. We embrace you and we love you. And see, with this culture around us, so many people are being judged. And I come from the church. Okay, I come from great great grandparents that started a Baptist church.
Yes.
I'm the only one that doesn't really attend that church. I'm the only one really that has proclaimed my Moorish nationality in my family. So it you sometimes you don't know where you fit in, and people judge you
Mm,
because
yeah.
of those things. And so I feel like, and I'm not knocking the church, because I believe it's a beautiful experience, but sometimes you feel so judged and pointed out, and you feel so set aside, that something like this, it has nothing to do with religion. It can just bring us all together. And so that's what I really, really like about the book, that it just lets you be free in who you are, and it embraces you anyway.
Yes.
Because as a sister, you really should do it as a sister circle, but you can do it alone.
Yes, you could do it exactly. It has so many components in there.
Mm-hmm.
And now, how far did you all get? Did anybody cook up any of the
Oh
recipes?
yeah. So
Yeah.
we kind of like skipped around and things like that.
Yes.
We
Mhm.
definitely I'm a recipe girl, and I'm a recipe girl, and I love to and I feel like cooking with women and individuals in itself is very healing, and that's what all of this is about. And then that I really appreciate being vegan. I really appreciate putting good things in my body,
Yes.
because those truly heal us. And alkaline water, and things like that, and drinking tea and getting up
Mm,
at 4 in the morning just to be with yourself.
mm.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last session that we had, uh, Nin Yushes Ray, she actually did a piece about women as healers too. So it was
Mm.
wonderful for you to come back with this, reminding us that we are the sacred woman in our
Mm-hmm.
home, in our
Yep.
community, and
Mm-hmm.
and that we have to expand that energy, don't we? We have to.
Yes,
Mhm. So go
we
ahead,
do.
say about how this book helps you to do that.
Because when I'm talking to people, because I do have clients as well. I'm a life coach too, master force. Okay. So um what I have recommended this book to numerous people, and they always come back to me and say, you know what, I thank you for helping me with that, and for giving me this book. I never knew about it. I mean, like, seriously,
Right.
people didn't know about it. I don't know why it's like not known. And I think sometimes people um are afraid because they don't know, and they think that a lot of these things are, we've been taught that sometimes these things are not of God, or things like that, and it's not
Mhm.
our religion. So
Right.
we shy away from it.
Because
But
it gets a lot, it's from the ancient science community,
yes,
right? And so people tend to think that things from our own ancestry is demonic, but we're going to
yep.
on somebody else's ancestry and act like it's ours. Really?
Hmm. Listen, all and I'm looking at all of which are related to a toxic physical, mental, and emotional and dietary lifestyle. Did a lot of underlining in this book and writing to myself while I was reading it. And that's what I'm just drawing from there. And, the things that we have been taught is very toxic for us because we have to go through the hurt and the pain and the I don't want nobody to know I'm reading this and feeling alone in this, or find us another group of women that we have to do this with instead of our intimate circle because of the things that we've been taught.
Absolutely.
It's like that programming, right?
It is the programming. It really is. I think one of my favorite things in the book and what I can get women interested in is, what do you do to nourish your man after you have a great escapade? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so Queen Afua said, listen, you have to make sure, that if your man releases semen, that you know how to nourish him.
Huh.
Okay. And put the recipe in there. This is what your man should be eating.
Right.
So this is your man should be drinking. This is what your man need to be nibbling on during those times. Oh, and now think about it. If we're not setting the table for him, and all we're doing is laying out there and just getting the pleasure, that really is a detrimental energy when they semen. So if you're not helping him to constrain it or contain himself, then you certainly have to help him replenish the fluid.
And it's so, me being vegan, I was like, maybe I should start like a vegan dating site or app or something, because it's so really hard. And then it's like you're talking to the man and then he's like, okay. And he wants to eat with you. And then he goes back and eat. And so my thing is like, I don't want to date. Not, I date people that eat meat, but I'm like, okay, now, you know what? Now this pork, we're not going to be able to do that, and especially cook it in my house and things like that, because they don't understand. And then they don't understand that the way they're working out, the dietary, that all of those things is in the semen. Okay.
The
and
medication, the vaccination.
Yes.
You who really? Yeah.
And then that's why our wombs are not being healed properly. And so I like that too. I like how in the book, I got wowed by something. So we've been talking about this. When you choose life, you must have the courage to sacrifice your old, worn out, ineffective self. And so it's just so much. It's like we can go on forever and ever and ever and ever. And this is just like the beginning. But I do, because you were talking about food. And so I'm on page 166 right now. So they're talking about the food. My kitchen is free from negativity foods list. Anti-life demon food. And listen, it's right here: meats, white flour products, soda pop, fried foods, eggs, all dairy, old grease, and table salt and sugar. Right?
They say foods affect your emotions. And we don't even want to be responsible for that.
Yep. Lack of fulfillment and boredom. And that's why, like a lot, I have been a person that when I'm upset about something, I can't eat. I can't chew. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not the person. Sometimes I'll be like, I wish I was the person. And that's crazy for me to say that. I've said that in the past. Man, I wish I was the person that when I'm angry, I go into an eating binge.
No, I can't.
Well, why would you want to be that person? Like, you should, when I'm angry or I'm upset, I don't, or feeling some type of emotional issue, I don't eat. And only thing I do want to do is drink. because I'm like so irritated. I don't even want to chew. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's something, and then it always makes me feel better when I drink something healthy. I took pop out my system the first time I heard that it stays in your system like months or something like that. I was a little kid. I was like, I'm not gonna drink that. I never drank Kool-Aid, and I never let my children drink Kool-Aid. What am I drinking that? Some water and sugar for? Are you serious?
Yeah.
So I really, being vegan, it was right on time for me to see like how food was expressed in the book.
Yes. Yes. She
Fresh
takes a
fruits
lot of.
purify your life. Go
Yes.
ahead.
And she says, stir the pot, stir the pot. And that's what that is, get in the kitchen. And, she talks about if you want to make a good soup, you want to hum, you want to sing, you want to chant, you want to put some love on it. That's part of the
Mm-hmm.
ingredients. Put some love
Yes.
on it, in it, stir it up, you know. And I
And
this needs to get, and especially our younger mothers who have not seen what it's like to build a household.
right.
Book would be so important for them,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, I do think that right now, and I'm gonna just share this. My daughter, she's doing a book. She's like, "Mom, I think you should do it." So you start out, and it's kind of something that we do in our coaching, but you start out in your hurt and then your trauma, and then you move and you keep moving to your joy and things like that. So it's a lot of writing and it's a lot of
Oh
talking
yeah,
and journaling
journaling. Yes.
that you're
Mhm.
doing with yourself. So she wanted to do that. So once she get through that, then I'll introduce her to this. And I may not give her the big old book, but just give her these foods and say, hey, why don't you try these foods? Why don't you do that? Because sometimes people, when they already in a state and you got the little babies, will be 5 and 2,
Oh yeah.
and the husband, and you working and you looking for a new job and you doing all this stuff. Sometimes to give somebody a book and say, here, they're like,
Yeah. No, you have to, that this really is a program.
yeah,
This is a curriculum. This
it is.
is a curriculum, and it really is about sacred woman. And many of us don't realize how sacred we are and why
Mm.
we are sacred.
Right. Right. Well,
That about
first of all, in the beginning of the book, here, if you go before we even start reading,
mm-hmm.
I dedicate Sacred Woman to the first mothers and healers of the planet, the African woman, and women globally who are in need of wellness. So we are the sacred woman. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
And we've come from a tribe of sacred women that have been attempting to sustain ourselves in a world, in a society that would rather ignore that we're here,
Well, they have to.
you know? Well, whether they have to or not, we don't have to
We
align.
don't have to accept it.
No,
Oh, we don't stand down.
no,
We're not our grandmothers.
no, we're not our grandmothers.
No.
And however, we are, I think we do have to take on that there's something, some level of responsibility
Mm-hmm.
that because we have become aware of this, that we now must share it.
Yes. I agree with that. And so even in my teaching, so it's so funny that my students, one of my students, he said, Miss Eves, I know you say you only 48, but you talk and you sound just like my granny. So yes. So
Oh, so old.
he calls me Grandma Eves. He don't call me Miss Eves. He calls me Granny. He actually calls me Granny Eves. And it's so funny because my grandsons, they say Granny. They hold it out so long. But he calls me Granny Eves. And I said, you know what? You my first middle school grandson. And
Wow.
so, yeah, he's so cute too. So he's my first middle school grandson. And so he's like, you just, he said, my grandma said, and I tell students, if you don't have that old school granny, which to them, some of them is their great grandmother, you're not being taught properly. I'm sorry.
Yeah, matter of
Not.
fact, they're probably
Because
getting
I
more.
told the little girl, I said, you shouldn't have your midriff showing. She said, what's a midriff?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, that's I
Your
should
whole
see your
solar
neck.
plexus, all your energy just wide open. Your
Wide
power
open.
center. Your power center.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I need to tell them, but I told them, I said, listen, baby, you don't want everybody seeing. You don't want everybody seeing that. That's not for everybody to see.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I just hit them with the handbook, baby. it's inappropriate. Okay. In the school handbook, it says no inappropriate skin. Miss
Because
E says it's
like,
inappropriate.
so it's hard to teach all. There's so many lessons in this.
It is. And sometimes they're just not willing to embrace it, but they do. And now it's like, oh, at first it's like, I said, it's first it's like, oh, she, with the students, oh, you a rule stickler, blah, blah, blah. But now it's the end of the year. Can I come to your class? Can I be with you? Can I sit with you?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just taking all my little energy.
Right.
Oh,
Well, I want to say that in 2009, I had the pleasure of working with, I just had her name in my head, Akua Aset.
I love her.
Yes. And she did a wonderful festival, and we actually brought in Queen Afua.
I know you told me
Oh
before.
my goodness. And we put her up at one of our favorite bed and breakfasts in Bronzeville. And we had her at the school. I mean, just a beautiful event. We had her at the school that I was the president of the teacher PTCO, Parents Teacher Association, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they let us use the school, and she did such a great job teaching us, had us all dancing, and
Yeah.
a beautiful energy.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so she is still teaching, still dancing,
Wow.
still sharing,
Wow.
and we may want to, just really see if we can do that again, and
Yeah.
the young mothers out and have
Yeah.
them really learn the importance of continuing this
Mm-hmm.
teaching, because
Yeah.
as we get older, we do want to make sure that it keeps going down into the next level. We don't want it to
Mm-hmm.
be lost.
Right. Yeah, that is so correct. That is so correct. I do believe that. I
Yes.
do believe that.
So
Mm-hmm.
now, what are you up to? Tell people how they can connect to you, and I was just gonna say, you were talking about in the weather forecast, you mentioned that we should look to the future and make sure that we're living a sustainable life. This book is part of supporting us living a sustainable life, because it has so many different parts in it, to help you get yourself together. And it starts out with pieces that you can, bite-sized pieces, I should say,
Yes.
and then if you want to go through the whole initiation, they give you all of that too. you
Right.
but this book, I think, will be very good inside of what you were talking about, sustainability. I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you so much. Because you have to do that. I am doing events, health events at my office in Hammond, which is 1010 165th Street. Um, each it's just been falling on the third Saturday. So I think that that's what God is saying. Just do it on the third Saturdays, girl. And I gotta look and see what that meaning is. Okay. But so at these health events, we talk about different things, and we have food that people can taste. We have drinks that people can taste that helps them with those things that is most important. And so always contact me through texting me at 708-253-8795. I can be reached on Facebook. That's another easy way to reach me under my Mecca C. Eves page. My page is open, so you can just go straight to my page and say hey, or you can go on my inbox and say hello. And it's so funny that I went back to my old page and somebody had said, May 11th, hey, I need you. You were recommended to me. And I apologize. I'm like, you know what? I apologize. I didn't see this message. And now she's programming with me. And so I look forward to meeting anyone that needs my help. I'm not a person that like to beat people, because people say you don't charge enough, but this is a gift that God has given me, and I always, and it's so funny because a little boy for teacher, we had teacher appreciation a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And so a little boy comes up to me with a $20 bill. He said, "Here, Miss Eves." And I say, and I see copy at the bottom, but I'm like, "Thank you so much." I give him a hug and everything. So all the other kids laughing. They talking about she think that's real. When they walk away, I said, "No, baby, I see the word copy on it. It does look real." I said, "But what you don't understand is this is going to manifest into some real 20s, right?" And so just today, just today, I was I took it. I have a offering. It's a singing bowl. It's a small little singing bowl. It's on my desk. So students are able to drop dimes in and quarters, anything that they feel that they want to. Dollars, I put money in and I tell them, you don't want to take out of here without asking Miss Eves, because this is an offering to whomever is protecting me, loving me, my whoever, whatever. And so anyway, I took the dollar because the little boy gave me $1 too that same day. I took the dollar and I put the 20 in the inside and I wrapped it up and I stuck it down in there. So they keep saying, "Miss Eves, why do you got this fake 20 in here?" And just today, somebody asked me that. And look, and I told them, I said, that 20 gonna manifest to 3 and 4 times. Look at this. I had a client that texted me today and say, "Hey, you got to open it?" And I said, "Sure." $160. So I'm gonna take that tomorrow and say, "I told y'all." And it's just a thing that you got to believe and you got to stay positive and you got to visualize. So that's what I really teach my clients most of the time. Visualize what you want, honey, and say that you have it and appreciate that you have it and all of that. And it's going to happen. I don't believe in I don't have any money. Yeah. I told people money enjoys coming to me.
There you go.
Money want to come to me. It loves coming to me.
Money loves coming to me. Absolutely.
Yes.
That's right.
So I just want to send out as much love and positivity that I can, and just everybody, even if you got to be on your own and in your own, we told you what the book is called, Sacred Woman. You don't got to reach out. You can do this if you feel like it is time for you to find out who you are. And right now you're introverted because some people don't like to share where they are. Sacred Woman is going to help you. You don't got to come through us.
Very cool.
So thank you so much, Moo. I really believe you are the one that told me to get this book.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mother Mecca. I just appreciate you. You're always one of those coaches that say, "Hey, what we doing? What can I do? How can I support?" So I appreciate you so much for that. So thank you.
But you know what? And I love that you trust me. And I love that you bring out different things in me, or I kept feeling like I wasn't being my spiritual self. And so I kept saying I didn't know how to get there. And so you contacted me like the next day that I was feeling like that. So you're always there for me.
Wonderful. Thank you for saying that. And I'm always here for you, phone call.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to our podcast. And we invite you to come back next week because we will have another book that we love to read. And we hope that you will start loving to read too. See you next time. Thank you. Thanks, Mother Mecca.
Bye. Thank you.